I'm Alec, this is A Fistful of Vinyl, and I have Hard Girls with me today.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having us playing.
Yeah, You guys just played an awesome set, which you guys have probably watched by this point, but I figured we'd sit down, have a couple questions, get to know the Hard Girls a little bit on an individual Hard Girl level.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's open up what I've written down.
That's a long list.
Just there's a lot of stuff crossed out. It's going to be fine. Well, I thought, a good way to open this would be to see really where you guys got your start. What was the first album that you bought? You went to the record store and picked out yourselves.
Good question. Who would like to go first?
And also probably say your name.
You go first, Alec.
My name's Morgan. I play bass and sing.
I'm Morgan.
Hello, Alec. The first thing that I remember buying and wanting to buy was the single of Go Ninja from Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh, man.
Vanilla Ice. It had this same song on the A side and the B side. And sometimes if we were at the gas station or whatever, my mom would stay in the car and I would just listen to it and then it would flip over and it would play again.
What about you guys?
The first thing I definitely spent money on and bought myself was Soundgarden's Super Unknown. I distinctly remember going to Streetlight in San Jose and buying that. I had gotten a CD player for Christmas and got 2 or 3 CDs, and then that was the first one where I spent money on it.
That's a really good start.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good record. I feel maybe. It's been a while since I've listened to it.
I mean, you followed Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And my answer is going to be Space Jam. No, I'm in the same boat.
Space Jam. That was the first soundtrack.
Go Ninja. Go.
I believe I can fly. That's on there, right?
Oh yeah.
I think the first, I grew up listening to a lot of my mom was really into lots of oldies and Motown and stuff. But the first CD I ever bought, I can't remember what the first tape I ever bought was. But the first CD I bought was the Fugees. Score.
Wow. Okay.
And then after that, I think I bought that and Dookie on the same day.
Dookie was in the first few CDs that I bought.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the first serious album that I bought. After that was the Top Gun soundtrack. Then I think I owned the soundtrack to Cats.
Yeah. So you were just buying movie soundtracks.
Well, I'd see something and be that sounds totally cool. I want to listen to it. I think eventually I got the Blink-182 single that had All the Small Things and M&M's. So that was
nice.
That was my start.
Nice.
Yeah. But you guys have been a band. You're coming up on 10 years, right?
I think so.
Is that a little too real?
Yeah. Wow.
I get that reaction every time. By the way, you're this old.
Yeah.
And I think, kind of we were saying earlier off camera, a lot of interviewers will ask, what are your influences? Why are you called what you are? I want to, kind of treat this as sort of a retrospective. What have you learned over the last 10 years? How's it affected you guys as a band? So instead of talking about influences, I want to see if, you guys have come across bands where you've, either felt I'm really glad we're not doing that, if they have some gimmick, some bit that, makes us cringe, or are there bands that, kind of are doing something that's man, I wish I could do that.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I like to see a band that doesn't do. We tend to do a lot of talking on stage, which is fine. We goof around a lot, which I think. That's our personality. If we try not to, I feel like it just makes it worse. But yeah, we goof around a lot. But I like to see a band that does little or sometimes no talking to the audience and pulls it off.
Interesting.
I really, really enjoy that.
Well, pulls it off is such an important point because every time I've seen a band do that, it kind of reads as a little bit hostile.
Well, it's easier with a heavier band because then you can kind of be a dick to the audience. So it's
it's their gimmick.
They're
metal, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I actually really like to see that.
I guess I
wish I could do that. I don't think I could pull it off.
I like seeing bands that are just on stage. I don't like rehearsed stage banter. I like seeing a band that's very much just themselves. When they mess up or just when they talk in between songs, just you can tell that they're real people doing something that they enjoy doing. Not putting on a show for the sake of on this part of the song, I put my foot up on the amp or the the monitor or whatever, just kind of seeing like a natural, organic thing. Does that answer your question?
I mean, it's certainly a good answer. I don't know if I asked the question that's the answer too, but I love the information.
Well, there you go.
No, I mean, well, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, again, off camera, that, I always try to bring forth like kind of like the more human elements of artists, and seeing that it's so much easier to like have that resonate as an audience member than like, we're not idiots. We can tell when something's rehearsed. We can tell when like you've practiced that bit 20 times and you just did it in Detroit and now you're doing it here.
Yeah.
Like if you get up there and you're just like, oh, like I feel like saying this right now. Like that scans so much better because it reminds people that like this isn't just like a musical robot on stage. This is somebody who has like thoughts and feelings and who actually thought of this song and is playing it right now.
Yeah, totally.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, especially with like a rock band now too. It's like one of the rare opportunities in music, I guess, just to see a thing where it can be pretty off the cuff and it can be pretty like independent of like pre-recorded tracks or like something that's really like arranged ahead of time. So yeah, I think like having an organic and like a slightly unpredictable performance is always like that's something I enjoy seeing for sure. I like even if it goes bad, you saw something that only happened the one time kind of. So
exactly, it's historical rather than perfection.
Yeah,
I like that.
Sometimes historical that nobody wants to remember.
Trash
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely had a few of those.
Yeah, I mean, like it or not, people watch the Hindenburg go down.
Well,
And maybe the musical equivalent.
yeah.
So you guys, in doing some light research on your band, you're described as introspective post-punk. You guys agree with that label?
I don't know. I mean, it's difficult, like genre, like tags or whatever, are just sort of like, I feel like it's something people put on there so they can just like, oh, this is kind of like this, I'll put it on there, just to facilitate like talking about it. I guess I don't know if that's what we are. I guess, but I'm fine with people calling us that.
I mean,
it doesn't bother me.
Is it more the post-punk that you object to, or the introspective that you object to?
I don't. It's just sort of sounds.
Yeah.
Like it just sounds like kind of a silly label. Like I don't know. Whatever. It's just rock music to me. It's all the same.
Yeah. So what it's called is unimportant. What it sounds like is
that's what I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like begrudge people for describing us how it makes sense to them, or to to show other people like it's kind of like this, or this is it's punk or indie or whatever.
Yeah.
It creates a sort of context for like, okay, I can communicate what this band sounds like.
Yeah.
And like there's sort of a subjectivity to it.
Yeah. Usually, if someone's doing that, they're trying to put something on there that will communicate to other people that also like that music. That this is music too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me.
We're just a bad rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like post-punk to some people is really like a specific genre, and so it's like, in that respect, we're not exactly that, but like a lot of post-punk music is really influential for me, personally at least, and so like I think that's, there's like inflections of that for sure, and like that's, there's a lot of post-punk guitarists that really inspired me, and kind of the approach to just playing music that has energy that doesn't go according to like kind of like the genre conventions that come to define punk, I guess. But it's a toss-up, I guess. Kind of, yeah.
I mean, yeah, post-punk as far as I feel like that's a lot like more recently. That's when like musicians were like, oh, doing weird punk stuff, which is cool. And then like a year or two after, people started describing stuff that's weirder than that, more outside the box as post-punk, which is cool. I'm fine with that. We're not like crazy experimental, but we try to do weird song structures and, just stuff that sounds cool, not just first chorus verse all the time. Although when that works, it's awesome too.
So it sort of creates a standard. Either you grow out of genres or genres grow with you.
Sure, yeah, I guess so.
If music's going to change, genres kind of have to as well.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad I have like 8 more questions lined up about the whole introspective. Okay, here's a lofty one. If you guys could, again, you've been around for a while. Hopefully, you feel like your music is there's like some mission to it. There's some sort of like cohesive, if not goal, at least direction that you're trying to go in. If you could use your music to change the way people think about one thing, what would you try to change? Or what would you want that change to be?
Interesting.
Thank you.
It's a hard question.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't personally like written any songs that are very like message driven. I just feel like I'm not good at that, but I don't know.
I mean, what do you think about when you write a song?
Usually I just want it to be cool.
Yeah.
I want it to sound cool to me.
I guess, yeah, my answer to that would just be to maybe have people care less about what genre it is and maybe more about, I guess, what it sounds like. Or
I mean, yeah, I want people to be happy when they listen to it. That's pretty much it, you know. That's what I look for when I hear music, something that's cool, like really clicks with you, you know, it connects with you.
Maybe people look at music too much like a tattoo. People think tattoos have to have like some deeper meaning, have to have some story behind it, some message or some memory that like people want to be reminded of on a daily basis. It's okay to get a tattoo that just looks cool.
I agree. Yeah, I mean that's fine.
Like,
Mark doesn't have any tattoos, but
I also don't have any. I'm scared.
I always say I got my tattoos on the inside.
Oh hell yeah!
I don't know. I guess like just the only thing that comes immediately to mind as far as like organically coming out of the music is like to open up people's minds to the idea that the kind of like playbook or the set of rules like you don't necessarily have to always play by kind of and hopefully in a way that creates something that's interesting to people and also is like helpful for people, connects with people in different ways rather than like reinforces existing kind of like thought patterns or stereotypes or anything. So I don't know. I'm not sure. That's the closest I
I
can
mean,
get.
I could say world.
the question's too hard.
I mean, we could say like world peace, but I don't think that's.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, I mean,
there's
there's all sorts of things about the world I would love to change, but I don't know what it, like with the music. Like, yeah, I guess it's just kind of like that. There's more freedom than people think sometimes. That you can do more than what everybody else is doing, or there's always different avenues to try, kind of, and that you can take that to whatever other particular field you want, basically. But personally, at least, that's kind of how I feel about it, I guess. Yeah.
So, tell me if this is something you agree with. That music doesn't necessarily have to be like the conduit to like convey like a larger message, but it sort of creates a platform for it. I'm thinking more specifically, you've got an anti-firearm thing on your guitar, which is like clearly a message.
Sure. Yeah.
But it doesn't. Do you have any songs about that?
No, that really doesn't lyrically. That message doesn't show up much at all.
Right.
I think it's a more direct message, just having it an image, basically, just having the image of it on the guitar, and it's something that I think is important because it's gun violence is really out of control, and a lot of people have kind of dug in their heels and decided to just not do anything about it. And so the decision to put that on there was just kind of like just making this clear. Like I think that handguns in particular are just really not something that is conducive to a peaceful or fruitful society, really. But I don't know that I would be able to say that in a way where lyrically I would be really fulfilled by what I was saying. I guess like when it comes to writing lyrics, like I tend to agonize over them and want to want to say things that I haven't heard other people say, I guess, and I think other people are better at writing protest and political-minded songs than I am in particular. So just putting the image on there, that is like I think the statement itself, kind of. Like yeah. Cool.
So I want to, again, coming up on this whole like kind of sort of 10-year perspective, you guys have individually played with a lot of different bands. Like I know you've been Shinobu, you played with Rosenstock, you toured with Rosenstock, and all of you guys played with Jesse Michael's band, and you two had a band called Pterodon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do the influences of these bands, like your experiences with these bands, kind of inform Hard Girls? Do they?
I think so.
I think for sure, yeah. I mean, we have a pretty long history. Max and I have been playing together in Pterodon, and then Mike's other old band Shinobu, we met like before that band formed, and our band was called a different name, and then we ended up sharing a practice space together. So even before we played in the same band together, like we were constantly playing shows with Mike's band and hanging out and recording, like not recording stuff together, but working on recordings with like Bob, the bass player from Shinobu, and showing each other stuff. So I think
I think we before we started you know, I've seen Shinobu more than I've ever seen any other band.
Yeah, that's probably true for me
in my
too,
life.
Likewise,
And
Pterodon.
like, you know, we were like our old band Pterodon was like, they were also like kind of weird angular like punk songs that nobody really liked. And so we like with Shinobu, I feel like we just kind of became friends because we were like weird outcasts in this punk scene.
Like in a weird.
Um,
It sounds like it's like a big, huge suburb, so there's not like there's not a lot of places to play, and it's just nobody wanted to hear our stuff, so we just would play like practice space for our friends.
So
for a long
out of like commiseration, you guys play
Yeah.
together. It sounds
Pretty
like.
much, yeah.
Specifically playing with Jesse though made me want to like, or like it forced me to like tighten up and become a better musician as well, for sure, because like I wasn't used to playing like, you know, like I guess like kind of faster stuff.
Yeah, likewise.
I listened to a lot of it, but I wasn't in that like space, I guess.
Cool.
I think around that time too, we started doing a lot like longer and more kind of like intense practices, and just kind of spending more time just like playing together and trying to get everything really hammered out, rather than just kind of like settling on a part and being like it exists so it's good enough kind of thing. So yeah, I think playing
That's how I feel about myself.
I exist. I'm good
I'm
enough.
good enough.
I support that statement. That's good. But yeah, it was like kind of a lesson in just trying to be as good of a musician as you can for the band that you play in, I guess. Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were also doing like double practices, so like we would do like a hard girls practice and then we'd practice with Jesse or whatever. So we were having
Jesse would have to commute like about an hour for practice. So when we were writing, like working on the songs for like that record with Jesse, like he'd come down and we practice for like 3 hours, sometimes 4, over like a couple days a week, and then we'd also do like another hard girls practice and then maybe another one after one of the practices with Jesse. So it helped a lot practicing and playing together. I mean,
Yeah.
And Jesse also is such a cool songwriter.
Yeah, it's
you know,
very cool. A lot of stuff that would never like feels like it would never occur to me. Like writing a song, he has some really cool vocal melodies and stuff like that that are a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess that's how it informed us.
Cool. Nice. All right, I want to give these guys a mercy cut so they can keep their file size low.
Okay.
Yeah, we're past that.
We're well past that?
Yeah.
Is that one still going, Pete? All right, cool. No mercy cut. All right, so I'm going to kind of combine this into like one big question. You guys can answer. No, dude, you're giving me like more thorough answers than I was expecting.
I'm
That's
looking
great.
forward to this.
Oh, we're getting there. That's the closer.
Oh, yeah.
So, over the last 10 years as a band, how has your experience of like touring and live performance changed? How's your feelings about being like professional musicians changed and like making that transition to doing music full time? How have your interactions with fans changed? How's your view of punk changed, which we kind of addressed earlier? And like, how have your criteria for success changed? You can answer whatever part of that like kind of stood out to you.
I think like
You can look at it.
Yeah.
Bottom corner.
I could talk about live playing, like that jumped out of me. I've been trying to like used in the past like not take performing as seriously as I used to, as far as like getting ready and like making sure what exactly we're gonna play at this part. We kind of like try to craft our set a little bit better, but it's still, sometimes it goes off the rails and you still got to be okay with like, all right, we've got to switch this up, like this isn't working or something's broken. But just kind of trying to slow down and just like play the songs, not worry about like, oh, I gotta get my shit ready or is this gonna work. Just play it. I mean, we've played together for so long. I'm not worried about like what these guys are gonna play. I don't know. I'm a loose cannon, baby. But it's just fun to just play with each other more than like, oh, we gotta play the song. It's gotta be perfect and stuff like that.
Well, then it sounds like, if to put that in a word, it's trust. Trust for these guys.
Sure,
Trust for your own abilities to improvise. Trust that nothing's going to go exactly to plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's never going to be perfect. That's
Exactly.
one thing that I've stopped sweating. Like, it's never going to be perfect. And if it's like, if it's something's going bad, let's make it as good as you can, because this is probably going to be the best part of your day, like when you're touring.
Yeah.
The live show is the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the shortest.
Yeah, it's like a half an hour long sometimes, and you spent like hours.
14 hours driving or
so
whatever.
it's like, let's make that part fun.
Yeah.
Let's play with each other in a way that is fun and sounds as good as we can make it, but don't beat yourself up over it.
Don't
Make it as good as you can.
Don't bring negativity into it, especially for the audience's sake. I imagine.
Yeah.
I think like there's a lot of different things to be concerned about when you're a band, I guess, and like increasingly the one thing that I think really is the one thing that matters most to me is just making sure that like I play as best I can and try and give like the best version of the song I can do, basically, and when it comes to like fans or success or anything like that, like I'm pretty sure success is a limited notion for a rock band these days. That's not really striving for like major radio play or anything. It's just trying to make our music and make it as best we can. So really, like, as long as I feel like proud of the performance, that's like what matters most, because then you can't really control how many people are in the room. You can't really control what the PA sounds like. You can't really control whether the popular sound of the time matches what you're playing. You can't. There's so much that's out of your control. The only thing that you really have influence over is like is your actual performance each day when you're on tour in particular. So just trying to define success by just playing as well as I can and feeling a sense of accomplishment in that, and then just trying to let go of as much else as possible, and be thankful and happy that people came, and
and if nobody showed up, have a good time anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Because
we're not a huge band. We're never going to be in the arena.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of times when you play to 5 or less people, and you just have to play as best you can and hope that the 5 or less people enjoyed it, and do what you can to give them the most enjoyable version of it possible, and not like sulk or make a big deal out of it, because it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Plus, that's still 5 people who went out of their way to see you.
Yeah,
You
totally.
wanna push
Exactly.
them.
Totally.
Oh yeah, totally. And for you to be cranky because there's only X amount of people, it's like, what's the point,
Yeah.
And it probably feels weird for them being in a big empty room or even a small empty room where there's only 4 other people.
Yeah,
come,
kind of
like,
like
right
a
up to
room
the edge
just
of the
like
stage?
this.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to have fun with my friends and write songs that I like playing and hopefully people like hearing, you know?
Yeah.
I think that, like, whether or not we play, like, a direct representation of punk music, I still kind of carry that with me, like, on a personal level, I guess. Like, I feel like we're a punk band by nature, but not
by nurture.
But like in spirit, but not in sound.
Okay.
You know?
How do you mean? Elaborate on that.
I just mean, like, I don't know, if, we'll fuck up or mess up, rather.
Well,
just not. I mean, I feel like if we could trying other stuff, just
not just trying to do like a 1, 3, 5.
Yeah, just
Is that card full?
Sorry.
All right, it's all good. Kirk, let's just switch to wide for you. All right, and we're pretty close to wrapping this up.
Sorry.
Who's most excited about the D20? I'm kind of getting the vibe that Max is.
Oh, is that the dice?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm very. I think we're all very excited.
that's
I
cool.
wish that was the whole
right.
interview. I mean, those are all great questions, but I was just like,
I do
looking at
appreciate
the
your
die the whole
questions.
time. Dice.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's get to the fun part. Who wants to roll this thing?
Ooh.
I feel like Max should go
I haven't
first.
rolled
He's
But
antsy.
oh no, I'm nervous.
You gotta roll it, dude. You've been waiting for it. You're
Just
first.
keep in mind that a 1 is a critical fail. 17.
17.
Wait,
Oh
this is-
god, this is scary.
you guys are gonna hate this. What's a joke that always makes you laugh? We covered that during the
A
session.
joke
You
that
can-
always makes me laugh.
When you guys were doing the live session.
No, but there's probably a joke Max didn't think of. I bet you.
Ooh, there was one.
Tell you if the first joke you ever made up. That always makes you laugh.
You make up jokes.
I was jealous because my siblings were making up funny jokes, and I tried to make them up when I was a child. Would you like to hear them?
Yes.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Apple.
Apple who?
Apple, eat me, please.
That one's good. The next
Nailed
one.
it.
Knock knock.
This is the best one.
Who's
This one
there?
makes me laugh.
You can tell
Orange.
from the knock knock. Orange who?
Orange, peel my butt, please. I made that up when I was like
17, 18,
Yeah, I was like 30.
You know, junior.
All right,
We're
senior
talking
in
like
high
4 or
school.
5 weeks ago.
All right, are we passing it to the left?
Yeah, let's do another one.
Sure.
Can
Yeah,
we do
alright.
3?
Yeah, let's do 3.
What we got?
All right, what do we got?
Ugh,
13.
13, lucky number.
Lucky 13.
All right, favorite soundtrack to a movie or TV show?
Ooh. Probably The Harder They Come. The Jimmy Cliff, like,
That's a good soundtrack.
70s movie. That's probably... In answering in a concise amount of time, that's probably my favorite soundtrack. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right,
Morgan.
Morgan, give it a toss.
Come on, Lucky.
14.
Yes! Okay, this is the one I was talking about that I've always wanted to ask a band.
no.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
all right. And let me know if this is like too conceptual. Like, okay.
Okay.
A la The Devil Went Down to Georgia. What would be your Satan duel, and what would the stakes be?
Oh, like you have to play an instrument.
Not necessarily. You just have to.
But you can.
You have to battle the devil at something, and there has to be like a win condition. You lose, the devil gets your soul.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you
But
win.
what makes this battle worth it to you to play?
Well, what would I have to win?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Ooh.
What would you win, and what would the battle be?
Oh, jeez.
You can see why I've been so excited.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
ask
This
this
is a deep one.
Yeah.
You'd win a 401k, full retirement.
I'd have to be. I mean, I hate to say, but I would want to be like wealthy.
That's fine. That's
Okay, a
good.
fortune. We'll say
Yeah,
the win
but
condition
that's
is a
not
fortune.
that great. Like, I wouldn't want to lose my soul just for money.
Lots of people.
Well,
do
you
it.
wanna
Yeah,
lose your
people
soul.
do it every day, buddy.
Yeah, the devil would.
If the
then
devil
I'm going to hell.
well, you're not.
If-
You're not,
but if
you're
you
not
won,
trading
you
your
get-
soul. You're not trading your soul for a fortune.
If you lose,
Yeah,
then you.
if I lose the battle,
If you
I'm,
lose,
I'm
you
wagering.
lose
Soul's
your
on the
soul
line.
and you don't
Yeah.
get a
So I
fortune.
have to pick something I'd be good at. That's gonna be hard.
You'd have to be better than the devil at it.
Wait, what would I play for? I guess it would just be like, like I'd want to have everything I wanted.
That's all?
Anytime. That's what I would.
That's a sin, Morgan.
all right. And we're dealing with the devil.
Everything I want.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime I
So
want.
just ultimate gluttony.
Just the ability to conjure whatever you want.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Okay.
I could be like the
Okay.
genie in Aladdin.
So,
He
alright,
gets,
yeah.
So what's the battle?
Plus, it's
Oh
hilarious.
gosh, what am I good at? What am I
I
good
know,
at?
fixing stuff, bass.
Yeah.
A fix-off.
Yeah.
I used to drive a school bus, so I was good at that.
Race the devil on a school
A
bus.
school bus, right?
Yeah,
Like
it'd be
an
like-
agility
yeah.
course.
It'd be like a speed, but with the devil in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But a
I-
second bus at
Yeah.
the devil.
I'd probably go against the devil in school bus driving. Maybe delivery truck, delivery route. I could beat the devil. Make
like
a
it.
pizza.
That's
I could make a
ooh,
pizza.
yeah,
You
he
can
makes a
outpizza
good
the
pie.
devil.
He
It would
makes a
take
good
me.
pie.
It'd take me a little. I'd have to practice for
You have to have like a
week.
training montage.
Yeah, I used to work at a pizza restaurant. I got very fast at it.
All right.
All right, real quick.
That would be me. Yeah.
You want to go again? Or-
No, you're
oh,
going.
I'm going.
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
you
all
have to
right.
go. Yeah.
All right.
What do we got? What do we got?
19. Ooh. Who are 2 artists, living or dead, that you want to see perform together? And sub-question, pick any song that you'd like to hear covered by any artist.
Okay. All right. So that's
Just answer the
let's
first
answer
one.
the top one. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's tough.
2 artists, living or dead, that you want to see perform together.
Okay. All right. One of them is definitely Bruce Springsteen. And-
Oh, that's immediately what I thought of, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like all my listeners know I have this obsession with the boss, but who would I want him to collaborate with? I'll admit seeing him play with Brian Fallon was like up there. But I don't know. I feel like I have to pick somebody dead.
Yeah, if you have the chance.
Yeah, maybe.
Gigi Allen.
I was gonna say Springsteen and like Robert Johnson, like a couple generations of influence back.
Okay.
So like Robert Johnson gets to see like, hey, here's what happens to your music, or here's what your music does to people, 40, 50 years later.
Yeah.
And for Springsteen to be like, hey, here's a chance, because he's always been such like a rootsy influenced guy. He's made like a couple sort of conceptual albums that focus on that. That to actually collaborate with like one of the original blues artists would be, yeah.
That's a
Good
That's a
answer.
good answer.
Good
I'm
answer.
happy with that answer.
Yeah.
Number one answer.
Kudos.
All right, very end, and maybe we can answer this one as a band. What's on the playlist in the van, and what artists do you feel like deserve more attention than they're getting right now?
Ooh. As a band, I was going to say what we've been listening to is this
Just a woman, Johanna Warren, a friend of ours that Josh and Sarah from this band called the New Trust from Santa Rosa, who are also very good.
Yeah.
They gave us a copy of their new record, which is not out yet, but is fantastic.
So we've been listening to both of those
that,
things.
and then this Johanna Warren, I think the album's called Gemini
1.
Gemini 1 or something. It's kind of like witchy folk music. It's pretty tight.
It's very good.
It's really good.
That and
Music,
this band called The
voice.
Obsessives that Max and I did a tour with, playing bass and drums for Laura Stevenson. They were really good, so we got their CD. I had this MP3 player, but I lost it, so we've just been listening to CDs mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Jess Locke band. They're an Australian band just the other day, and she just put out a new record. It's really good. So that's one as well.
Nice. Are these also bands that you feel like deserve more influence or more
hell no.
attention than you're getting?
Yeah. I mean, they're all
They
great
got plenty
bands.
of
Yeah,
attention.
I mean, I would say
All
New
great
Trust
bands.
are like not nearly as big as they should be.
Yeah,
Not as
this
popular as
band,
they
the New
should be.
Trust, we used to play with before in Pterodon. That's how we did a split 7-inch with them a long time ago. Nice people, great band.
Yeah, they're
Nice.
super good.
Yeah.
Like Bay Area friends.
Very cool.
Kind of like loud, mournful goth music, sort of.
Yeah, it definitely has a more like darker post-punk feel.
Yeah.
towards,
Awesome, like
Like
vocal
even more
melodies.
introspective.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
Well, they're like a 3-piece as well, and
Yeah.
they go about it in a really
Josh,
awesome way.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you very much,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks
Yeah.
very much for coming, being
Thank
my
you for
guest
having
today.
us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's been
I
super
had a good
fun.
time. Yeah.
Thanks for watching A Fistful of
Thank you.
Vinyl, and yeah, tune in Thursdays at 9. And listen to Hard Girls. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely making that
We
a
should
freeze
take
frame.
take a hard style photo, promo hard style.
You want to?
Why not?
All right.
The dice was
Oh,
very
yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
That was
great.
yeah,
That's a great
that was
idea.
I'm
awesome.
so glad you guys think
That's a
that.
fun idea.
Sorry,
Yeah.
we talked for a really long time.
Dude, you keep apologizing for things that I really like that you did.
Oh.
Are you filming the whole thing in selfie mode?
Why not? I can do this. Hey guys, I'm gonna be asking you questions.
I think it'd be even cooler if you weren't asking the questions.
Yeah.
You were just filming
Like this?
you were just constantly in frame.
In the middle?
Maybe you could say, "Good question, Alec." Yeah, just.